mysteries are better left unsolved, but not here. Welcome to the 3 a.m. Files.
Every night, dark secrets come to life, and you're about to uncover some of them. In the silence of the early morning, Clara disappeared without a trace, but she left a stain. A single drop of blood on the rug in her locked living room intrigued the entire city. 2 years later, her fiancé, Thomas, begins a desperate search for the truth. What really happened that night? You're about to step into a story of mystery, despair, and justice. But this is not just a story about Clara. It's a story about the truth. And the truth always leaves scars. Little did Thomas know, stepping into that house would uncover secrets darker than the night itself. Thomas had no idea that this night would mark the beginning of a journey where the past would return to confront him. As he stepped out of the car and spotted that figure at the door, his heart raced. Who could it be, at this hour, trying to break into Clara's house? The rain hammered against the car roof, each drop intensifying the tension that already waited in the air. Thomas took a deep breath as he turned off the engine. The momentary silence inside the vehicle contrasted with the roar of the wind outside. Opening the door, he felt a chill that mirrored the energy of that place.
Thomas, what are you doing here?
Me? I was passing and saw the house lights on. And what are you doing here after all this time?
Detective Charlie hesitates for a moment, carefully analyzing Thomas before answering him, saying that he has new leads. Both of them were curious about this unexpected encounter, but their anxiety about finding out who was at Clara's house was greater. So they walked toward the house. After Thomas knocked on the door, a few seconds of silence passed. Detective Charlie, with a casual tone, remarked that he had already tried earlier, but no one had answered. Before the detective could even finish his sentence, the sound of a lock turning interrupted him. The two exchanged glances, a palpable tension in the air, as the door slowly opened. To their surprise, standing in the doorway was an elegant and beautiful woman, Anna, Clara's friend. Her unexpected presence left them momentarily speechless, while the rain continued pouring outside. Anna, with a warm smile and a welcoming tone, invites them inside, saying it's too rainy and cold outside. Thomas and Charlie exchange a brief glance. Charlie slightly nods his head in agreement, and both step over the threshold. Anna closes the door behind them, and the muffled sound of the rain is replaced by the distant crackle of a fireplace and the creaking of wooden floorboards under their footsteps. Anna leads them into the living room and gently gestures for them to sit down. Thomas hesitates, his gaze wandering around the house, which is now strangely organized. There is no sign of dust or clutter, as if it had been lived in for a long time. He frowns as he realizes that something is not right. Then the detective tries to ask Anna, but is interrupted by Thomas.
Hey Anna, listen to me. We just want to know.
What the hell are you doing here?
She, keeping a serene smile, responds.
Calm down, Thomas. I'll answer all your questions. But first, you look exhausted. I'll make you some tea to warm you up.
Without waiting for an answer, she heads to the kitchen. Thomas follows her with his eyes, his expression full of distrust. Charlie, in turn, puts his hands in his coat pockets and begins to observe the room, his eyes analyzing every detail like a good detective. While Anna is in the kitchen, the muffled sound of cups being taken out of a cupboard echoes through the house. Thomas, lowering his tone to speak only to Charlie, says that this is not right, that the house is different and that sofa reminds him of being somewhere else. Charlie, still staring at the carpet, responds by saying let's hear what she has to say. Anna returns, balancing a tray with a steaming kettle, cups, and a folded paper. With a restrained smile, she carefully places it on a low table in the center of the room. Sitting down in a nearby armchair, Anna breaks the silence.
Here it is, hot tea, and don't worry, I promise I'll clear everything up for you. In first place, I want to apologize for not warning you, but everything happened so fast. After Clara's death, I found this letter, and you can read it while I tell the whole story.
Anna stops talking, and silence reigns in the room again. Thomas looks at Charlie and slowly unfolds the letter. But instead of Anna continuing to explain, a familiar voice fills the room. Clara's voice, soft and sweet, echoes as if she were reading directly from the letter.
How can I start? If you're reading this letter, then I'm no longer here. I made choices that led me down a path I never thought was possible. This house, it carries more weight than anyone should ever bear. I did my best to protect everything that mattered, but now it's too late to turn back. Anna, my childhood friend, my confidant. Everything I've ever had, every part of my life is now in your care. I leave it all to you because I know you'll find the strength to do what needs to be done. Please don't let my efforts fade away. Keep the promise we always made, never give up. Thomas, my love. Remember how I was always late for our dates? You always said time was on our side, but now I'm afraid it's not. I had no choice but to leave. Something felt terribly wrong, and waiting wasn't an option anymore. I hope you can forgive me one day. I never stopped loving you, not for a single moment. Take care of Anna. She's the only one who can help us. But above all, don't let everything we endured together be in vain. Only time can reveal.
Thomas slowly closes the letter, his eyes darkening with a mix of pain and longing. Not quite sure what to say, he looks intently at Anna and asks, "Did you find anything else?" Anna hesitates for a moment before shaking her head. Anna, calm but evasive, responds, "Only that. But I thought you needed to know." Charlie keeps his gaze fixed on Anna, clearly suspicious, while Thomas seems lost in his own thoughts. The atmosphere in the room grows increasingly heavy, with a tension that feels ready to erupt at any moment. The rain continued to pour torrentially, and suddenly, a loud clap of thunder echoed, followed by the sound of glass shattering on the floor. Thomas and Detective Charlie flinch, startled, but before either can react, Anna speaks up. "Don't worry, things sometimes fall on their own around here."
Oh my God. What is that? Anna, don't lie to me. You're hiding something.
Enough games. Tell us the truth, Anna. Now.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate